Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Mr. Salt. Welcome back to my art journey. Today, I have a sketchbook tour. It's been about a year since my first ever sketchbook tour. I do have a link to that or a card up top. Be sure to look at that because this is very good improvement, I could say, for myself from that first initial sketchbook to the sketchbook now. Um, the sketchbook is a 5x8 sketchbook by Art Creation. And I got this from the Blick Art Store, if you guys have one of those around. And it's about 80 pages long, so let's get right on into it. For the sketchbook, I started it July 30th, 2022, and just completed it on the 7th of January, 2023. And like all sketchbook tours, we always have a blank first page. And one thing I like about this sketchbook is as we go through, you can see a gradual progression of skill of the drawings that I do in this. So it's really good to look at for just pure, oh, clearly you've improved, you know? And I've done a lot in this sketchbook. I've doodled, played around, and, you know, a lot of different things. But let's get on into it. So first page. These are some fruits I did in watercolor. Something light. I do like how this pomegranate came out. This eggplant was a fail, but. And then here I had some studies of a wasp. Just trying to deconstruct it and playing a bit around with, this is where I started beginning to learn how to place things on my sketchbook page. And I make changes as the sketchbook goes on. Some random doodles. I was playing around with this blue fountain pen that I got. It ran out of ink and I haven't used it since. I use a different fountain pen now. And you'll see that as the sketchbook goes on. Some more random doodles. We have some random doodles of a snake. I feel like this was a fail page. I just needed something to fill this in, so I just got a brush pen and just started doodling some random things. I'm gonna say doodle a lot in this video, so I hope you guys don't mind. Some failed portraits in my opinion. It's a ballpoint. I love ballpoint pen though. More wasp studies. This is a bit better. I do like this wasp. And I like how this little orange yellowish area came out. And this was supposed to be a mushroom. See, the perspective's a bit off and the construction's a bit off, but it is what it is. I actually like this page a lot. It's just some drawings, self-portrait. And then this was, I don't know, I think this was like some weird sketch prompt. I forget. Oh, it was download. The sketch prompt was download for this. Download. I like this page as well. Wizard. I don't like that it's a glare coming from my ring light. Smooth. Hopefully the glare is a bit less on that. Love this. Absolutely love this this carp when I drew it. Definitely love this carp. I initially started off with breaking down the proportions and then doing smaller studies off to the side here before I'm finally making the bigger drawing. As you can see, I went with this whole little perspective thing here. It's a random fruit I drew from my imagination. Still kind of iffy on my on my leaves. And this was a cherry blossom study. I was trying to figure out cherry blossoms. I do want to try that again. I feel like I can do a better job than this now, but for the most part, all of these are imaginative drawings, except for these two. I think these were referenced. Also this as well. And then just another drawing of that carp, this time from memory. Then we have some figures. I love the perspective on this. What I did with this guy with the baseball and the balls kind of coming out of the page a bit. More self-portraits. You see, you're gonna see me a lot in this sketchbook. And this is some random doodle I did while at work. So random portraits. I like how this one came out when I initially did it. Didn't like this one too much. I did like how this bird came out. This is pure ballpoint. Start off with the initial construction and then darkened it with some hatching. I started off with shape. I did the shape first, and then I recreated the shape here and darkened that in. Another portrait. I got really heavily into drawing more portraits because I do want to improve at portraits. I do see a lot of my mistakes here on these portraits, but you know, this is what the sketchbook for. You live and you learn. My good old park sketch. I do like how it looks a bit, the ink bled once I threw the watercolor on it because I didn't realize my ink wasn't waterproof. But I do like the effect that the water did with the ink. It kind of makes it look like those old Eastern Asian paintings. Love this apple. I did get some markers recently, and I realized after, you're going to see on the next page, once I did all this marker work, it completely bleeds through into the next page. So I just drew some random stuff on top of that. Looks kind of cool. Looks kind of wonky. I think I stuck to the shape. I think if I would have broke the shape up a bit more, it'd be a bit less obvious. But then we have Eren Yeager, the the founding Titan, looking stick figure. I like how this skull came out. And this is just a doodle I did at work of my surroundings. This kind of looks crazy, but it's not what you think. Kind of like how this portrait came out. And I was also playing around with the markers again in the sketchbook, even though I knew it bled. And then on the next page, I just did some hand studies, some basic figures with my fountain pen. Then we have some more figures. And I played around a bit with crayon on these and threw my fountain pen on top of this here lamp. I don't like how I got this weird glare, but it's gonna have to deal with it. This is during a balloon race. I was going around sketching different things I saw. This was kind of funny. It was some guy, he was standing in front of the porta potties, and I wanted to get the porta potties, but he was standing there side to side to draw him. He was setting up like a camera or something, but he was like eating something. This was a quick figure I did. It was from imagination. I thought of a pose, and then I kind of just took the thought and kind of ran through and finally got to this. And then these were, you're going to see a lot of doodles like this. I watch a lot of Peter Draws videos. I like his style of doing the doodles. So I've been trying to get that particular style as well. This do look kind of cool now that I'm looking at it. Some mannequin studies. Eventually I do get a little bit better at the mannequin. I believe this was Alfonso. Yeah, I was watching an Alfonso Dunn video and he was breaking down the mannequin. This one looks kind of crazy. Don't just gonna ignore that. These are figure studies, and then some stuff I did from imagination again. All of these are myself. I do like how this turned out though. I like this one for sure. Have some more portrait studies, some stuff from imagination, and then this is in my cafeteria room at my job. Just some chairs. Just trying to break down the chairs and put them in some type of perspective grid. And then I was also working with some curved linear stuff at the bottom. We got the mannequin again, and then a random mouse. I think I was sitting at work and just staring at my mouse the entire time. So I was like, hey, I guess I'll draw my mouse. Then I slap some watercolor on top. Complete doodle and imaginative drawings. I was playing around with the brush pen again. I think this and where was it? It was at the beginning of the sketchbook. These two were done on the same day. I just started filling in random pages with the brush pen. I don't know what I was thinking about. Then some more random doodles in ballpoint. More imaginative, just playing around. Then I had some carpet cleaner that I just randomly decided to draw and slap watercolor on top. Didn't really like how it came out, and then I used my fountain pen to try to darken areas, but it was kind of random. It happens though. I love this page. This is one of my favorite pages actually. I love how this fireball came out. This was done in gouache. I practiced a couple times with different fireballs. Start off with this this candlelight, and then I just decided to do fireballs, and I colored it with gouache. And then on this page, I used my fountain pen again, just doodled some eyes, and then had these weird, creepy characters at the bottom, kind of just staring at you all menacingly. More figures, this time in color pencils. This is the Bailiff from Berserk. If any Berserk fans in the video, make sure you comment down below. Say, hey, yo, Griffith did everything wrong. Am I right? This was a sight-size skull drawing. Tried to recreate it as much as possible, but I like how it turned out though. I could have went a bit darker on the darks. I do feel like I kept the I didn't have enough contrast in this, but the darks go dark enough where it portrays the three-dimensionality. But overall, pretty decent. I could have went darker though for sure. Some bird studies. Just trying to mess around with the textures a bit. This page we have some doodles, and then we have some reptile studies. Started off with the skeletal structure. You can still see a lot of the construction under that. I love how these came out as well. It's probably one of my favorite color pages. We have some fruit. Someone said this one looks super artsy for some reason. I don't know how I got that effect. Honestly, it just happened. But I love this one for sure, and this apple. Then we have some stink bugs. I don't know if you guys have been getting harassed by stink bugs recently, but you know, once the temperature change, they come out. Page of some flowers and then some fish. Kind of drew the fish into the different stages of food. Starts from fish, we grab his caviar, we get his flesh, and we make we get spring rolls out of it, or sushi rolls, whatever you want to call it. More mannequins. This is from Andrew Loomis, I believe, on this page. Proportions are still a lot off. These are just direct copies. Bird studies again. It's kind of playing around with the form. I believe these two are imaginative. I did these from reference, and then based off that reference, or these three from reference, and then based off that reference, I was just kind of using the same shape and design of the head. And this was a chunky guy. Big bird. It's me. It's me again. It's me, and then these are some scene sketches. Another bird study. I find myself drawing a lot of birds, and then this is my hand as well. What's a sketchbook without drawings of your hand? Flowers, and then me again. And the crazy part about this is that this and these are the same reference. And the difference you get by looking at the same references is kind of crazy to me. It's the exact same reference, but I got two completely different results at different times. And I think this was like about a week apart. Not even. I think it was a couple days apart I did that. These are some imaginative goblin studies. I started off with some weird shapes, and then I did that shape and just kind of played around with the different features. completely failed page. I was trying to draw swords. I made the construction way too big. It just all around just failed. I do like how these two came out though. These are decent. Another one of my favorite pages. Love this fish here. These two guys. Just some more imaginative drawings, abstract things. Another marine page. This is another one of my. This is probably top 5 spreads in my sketchbook. This was like a random scene I had in my head while I was at work, but didn't develop it too much. I could have went a bit more detailed. And then this was a bust that I saw at the art museum that I just sat there. It took me about 2 hours ish to completely draw this. Love this page. Definitely this beetle here. This is all in ballpoint. I started off with the construction. I broke down the proportions. You can still kind of see a lot of the construction here, and I just kind of develop here. The reason why I start like on the right side a lot is I'm left-handed. So I broke down this beetle and developed it into this main guy here. Random page. Some arrows. Another imaginative page. Have some random items that I referenced and just drew while I was at work. And then this was an outlet in my room that I just drew from across the room. And then these are some random portraits that I saw on Pinterest. I like how this plant came out. This plant looks pretty decent. Love this robot. This robot was referenced though. It was referenced. I was looking at robots on Pinterest, and I started off with this bot, and then I saw this guy, and then these two were just some random additions that I added on. Probably one of my favorite drawings I did in this. Definitely love the composition and the feel of this portrait here. Followed by 3 other sketches. And I like adding these effects. Just try to give my sketchbook a bit more oomph to it, you know. That's where it gets a bit get a bit wonky. These are more I do a lot of drawings from imagination. I think I do that just about, if not more than drawing for reference, even though I know I should draw more from reference, but I do like just drawing from imagination, seeing what I can remember, seeing how I can put stuff together. And this is just some more random things that I put together. I don't know why this Sim dude's butt naked in some room. I don't know. And then this was like a weird scene I had in my head of like, how would it look if you were walking up to a guillotine? That's crazy. And then these some random magical weapons that I had. This is where the figures get a lot better. I definitely like this page of figures. Figures get a lot better, and then these are more imaginative drawings here. Love this. Definitely love this hair area here. The guy pooping out some stuff. More figures. Didn't really like how these came out. This guy looks like a weird lizard man hybrid. And I don't know what I was thinking when I drew this. It was just, this is what came. Some envelopes flying through the city. I guess it's a love letter or something. Who knows? Some more figures, and then this random creature dude from imagination. Perspective's way off on the legs. It happens though. Then we have a squirrel. I don't know what this is. Like a robot that's crying. This is a an interesting page. We could just I'll show you guys, but you can make your own little assumptions. We have some figures. I like how this one came out for sure. This guy's looking back at us like, mwah, yes sir. They're gonna be. It's like I kind of add my own notes of what I'm thinking. Like, hey, yo, you wildin'. It's me again. This time, got a yin yang in the background. I was really inspired by Katsuya Terada, of course. Him and Ken Jong-gi and Peter Hine. Those three are definitely where I take a lot of inspiration from. And this was a crab that I started. Didn't really develop too much further. Some horses that I think failed. And then we have some more portraits. I don't know why her neck is going into a fish. Who knows? This one, she's kind of sitting on a block and it's going back into space. Kind of like that. Got some more figures. Then some more imaginative studies. The matchup of greatness. Popeye versus Monkey D. Not much to say about that, but I like this page of figures a lot. Super dynamic and fluid. It has a lot of movement to it, in my opinion. More imaginative things. Oh, I like this page as well. I gotta show you the duel between two of the greats. But yeah, you can see these guys are standing off. Some more imaginative doodles. And then these were like some combat poses. But yeah, these poses here, like these different gestures and figure drawing, it's a good step up from what this used to be, or when I was playing around with the mannequin here. So it's pretty decent improvement. And I think for this is part of the sketchbook where I felt like I rushed a lot through it. So I filled a lot of this sketchbook in. A lot of this was done in one day. I was just drawing. I do like how a lot came out though. Like this page here. Pretty solid. Random creature from imagination. This is a mech. Then we have some monkey dudes. Some little chimps. Look at them. Aren't they lovely? Love this page. All of this was referenced though. I went on an art station, I believe, and I just searched Katsuya Terada, and I saw like some random stuff. But I definitely like how this came out. But these were copies. This was reference, and then these were just some random birds that I tried to recreate and construct. Definitely love this page too. I like this little scene here. It's like he just walked in and discovered like this weird praying mantis dude sitting there. Don't forget about my boy Big Musty 12. He out there. Some random car sketches. I love this. This is the ink and color pencil. I started doing the ink and color pencil combo, and I like how it turned out. Another one of my favorite spreads. Love these poses. But this is right out of Michael Hampton's book, the figure drawing design. This is more Michael Hampton stuff. And then this was a figure that I saw. I tried to expand it. I kind of messed up on the proportions a bit, but and I made the meme. I don't know if you guys saw the meme of the girl walking up the steps for every year, but you know what it is. This is a sketch I did at my boy house. Ignore the guy that's flying butt naked. I don't know why. I think it's mainly because I've been drawing a lot of nude figures. Why, whenever I draw a figure from imagination now, it's just like he's butt naked. Some poses in ink. I like how this one turned out. More imaginative, doodle-esque stuff. This one reminds me of something like, I don't know why I was getting Mobius vibes from this, but I like how this kind of turned out. It's a bit, I don't know, like you just walked into a big giant floating head telling you to do some undivine things. Now this is a cluster of a page. It's a lot happening in this page. It's a lot happening in this page. I think I like this whole area here, and then this side area here. Come sit. It's me again. Then I had some dragon studies. I'm not really good at drawing dragons as of yet, but I do want to get more into drawing dragons. I like dragons. Have some plant studies and some chickens. Not chickens, quail. This is California quail. This is California quail. Specifically, I looked up bird of the day and saw that. And then these were just some drawing exercises. Didn't really feel like doing much on this page that day, so I just practice the basics. This is completely random. I started stacking boxes on each other and then did the rotated boxes for a while. Tried to construct a mannequin. And then I was also doing some of the drawing operations. You can see the drawing operations video about more of that. This was brush pen. I was mainly focused on the darks and the shapes of that. I like how these two for sure came out. I like those. And then this was more so just a fountain pen trying to sketch. And this was a blind contour. And then that's the finish line. We have reached the end. We have reached the end of this long awaited sketchbook tour. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next sketchbook. I've already started working on my next one, so we'll see where my skill lies at the end of that one. But yeah, deuces.